Hello and welcome to the Turn Up the Radio podcast, where we discuss our favorite indie and alternative bands with new episodes every other Friday. I'm Dan.
I'm Mike. Yeah, welcome to the show. For this week's episode, we're going to talk about Hippo Campus, starting with their debut album, Landmark.
We'll go song by song, sharing our thoughts as well as tiering each song.
Enjoy the show. All right. Hippo Campus. Formed in 2013. Band members Jake, Nathan, Zach, and Quisler on drums. In St. Paul, Minnesota.
2013. Wow.
Is that what I said? Okay.
Yeah.
Because it was 2013. It was at the St. Paul Conservatory of Performing Arts.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy that I never really see artists like meet all in the same place at the same time.
Yeah, all four of them met in high school. All four of the main members. DeCarlo is never listed as a member, which I'm a little sour about.
Respect to DeCarlo. I read that they consider him a member, but he says he's not an official member.
Oh, really?
He is in my heart.
Yeah, because even like I watched the making of from 2017, he was there like during it. So it's not like he came after.
I mean,
know?
yeah, he's...
But when I know with the last album specifically, they posted like the four of us are really happy for this. So...
Yeah, I mean, maybe he just helps out when they want him to and doesn't
Yeah.
really get much of the credit. Maybe he's doing his own thing. So, I mean, good for him. I always love the name Hippo Campus.
Me too.
It's such a cool... It's obviously... It's a play on, you're part of the brain, but they split it up.
Mm-hmm.
So hippocampus is one word.
Yes, Hippo University, if you will.
I saw it was from Nathan when he was studying psychology. He thought that would be a cool band name, which he was not wrong. That's an incredible
cool.
band name.
They recorded it in Pachyderm Studios in Minnesota, like you said, and it's actually where Nirvana recorded In Utero.
I did read that as well, which is sick.
So, and it looked to me like they tracked it live, as in like they didn't do drums, then bass, then guitar. It looked like they tracked it all in the same room together, at least some of the songs.
So is that common? Like, do you guys, when you make an album, do you track it separately and then put it together?
Yeah, we always track it separately.
Is it harder to do it together?
In the same room? I think so, because like...
If one person messes up.
Well, my mic might pick up the drum cymbal. You know what I mean? Like from a sound aspect, it's harder. But it's easier to play with everyone in the same room, I would say.
I imagine if you're playing uke by yourself, like, are you listening to the song or the other instruments while you're recording?
Mm-hmm.
I guess that would make it easier. Yeah, I guess that is crazy that if they tracked it live.
At least some of them, it looked like they tracked it live, but they may have done that. Like, you could do that to get a scratch track, it's called. So you track it live, get the scratch track, so then the drummer has something to play to. Because if not, they're just playing to nothing when they first start, because there's nothing. So, yeah, they might have done it to get a scratch track too. I'm not sure, but...
It looks like they had a couple of EPs before, like EPs and singles, before their first album. And
they still play a lot of those songs, actually.
I mean,
surprisingly.
South is,
South.
in my eyes, one of their better songs. And I've heard it every time I've seen them live. They've played South.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I haven't heard, other than South, I hadn't heard anything from Tarzan Rejects, which was like their first listed project.
And then wasn't Bashful Creatures one? I thought that was one.
Bashful Creatures was one as well, and then the South EP, which is where South was on that one as well.
The ones that the guitarist sings, they played at the show when I just saw them from those early EPs, not from this album, but
okay.
Yeah.
Does Jake sing South? I keep hearing it in my head. It's Jake.
Besides the part that goes, "Go down south, south."
Yeah.
That's the guitarist again.
Sometimes it's hard for me to differentiate them.
Yeah.
But
in this,
unless I listen very closely.
Yeah. And in Landmark, they sing a lot together.
together. Yeah, I've seen that, and like when reading through the lyrics, it's like them together.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It's hard for me to like pick him up more so than Jake.
Yeah.
I'm always listening for Jake, I guess.
Yeah. They put a lot of effects on their voice as well, I think. So
Yeah, it adds to the overall like aesthetic of their music in general, but especially their first album, which is Landmark. It brings us right there to it. February 24th, 2017. 4 singles before it dropped is what I saw.
yeah.
Yeah, Boyish was the first one. And then Way It Goes.
Smart choice there.
Yeah, I mean. In March, yeah. And then they went on like a crazy tour after that to like promote it.
So yeah, I guess we can get into it here. The first song, if you'll call it that,
I would call it a song.
is Sun Veins.
Do you have what this is? So we should start by saying the album cover, there's a lot of different items and pieces laying around a room, windows overlooking a view, and everything in the album cover is representing one of the songs on the album.
Yeah.
Which never picked up on. Never even thought to pick up on it.
Me either.
Until I started researching this album.
I did. So some of them I saw what people say is representative, and other ones I had my own theories on.
I just looked on, like Genius had a list of them.
Yeah.
And it all seemed pretty straight. Like there wasn't room for interpretation for me, at least.
Yeah.
Do you have all of the? Like,
this one I had. I do. I have the bucket on the album cover.
That's what I had as well.
I don't really know why.
I thought a paint bucket would mean like you know you're renovating, you're painting something. This is their first album, so this is kind of fresh. Like the starting fresh coat of paint, like the groundwork for their album.
So the song's only a minute long.
Yeah, I guess like you'd call it like it's not an interlude because it's the beginning, but it's the intro.
Yeah.
I like it. It sets the tone nicely.
I do
the
too.
Album. I like his faded vocals.
Yeah, and it really bleeds perfectly into Way It Goes.
Well, yeah, I should say that this like it's almost like a completely different song. To me. Like hearing Way It Goes by itself and then hearing Sun Veins into Way It Goes makes Way It Goes like a whole different.
And when they play it live, they usually play like the part from Sun Veins before they start playing. So,
but it makes it a completely different like aesthetic.
Absolutely.
Because I've heard Way It Goes a lot by itself.
Mm-hmm.
But then listening to this as a complete body of work, hearing it together, creates a whole nother like atmosphere for the song.
Yeah.
It was hard to tier this and Interlude because they're so short.
Yeah.
Like it was tough for me to tier them. I did individually as songs. I tiered them.
Okay, so did I.
So I had this in C tier.
I had this as B.
Okay.
Just because comparatively to the other one, I like it more. So.
Interesting.
In my head.
So is Way It Goes is not affecting your tier at all. Like you listen to this by itself, not even thinking about what's next. You have this in B.
Well, I mean, it leads into it. So
right, but take Way It Goes out of it.
Then it's probably not a B.
What would it be?
I mean, it's like a minute long. It would probably be like a D.
It's hard to tier. That's why I had it in C because I don't hate it, but by its like tiering it by itself, which is what we're doing on these tier lists. Like, I have if I had that in B, and then I looked at the other songs I had in B, it's not. I can't compare it.
Yeah. These are almost hard to rank.
Right.
Maybe we can just put it in C.
We should make a new tier. It's like NA.
D minus.
Or like combine the squares of Sun Veins and Way It Goes. I don't. It's like I said. These are hard to tier.
Yeah.
But I should also spoiler. I don't have anything on this album below C.
Oh really?
Really.
Okay.
Because I love this album. So I didn't have anything below a C, so that was like my like bottom
Yeah.
of the tier list.
I'm fine with it being a C. I'm not going to fight for this one.
That's fair. I think that's good. You don't want to water down the top three.
No.
It's always my biggest thing when doing the tiers. That's why I told you if I'm teetering, I tear down more often than not.
Okay, next on to the reason why I know this band originally.
That was me aggressively turning my page because I have a whole page of this. A whole page for this song.
We're on to Way It Goes.
Way It Goes. This was the first song, not the first song I knew by them, but you directly showed me this song. This was the first time you had shown me something from them, or that I knew that you knew them.
Mm-hmm.
And for a long time, I only listened to this one without Sun Veins or anything before or after. It was the one I was most looking forward to when we saw them live.
Mm-hmm.
When I saw them live for the first time a few years ago. It's like to me, it's a classic, like driving in the summer with the windows down.
Yeah.
It's so happy-go-lucky.
Absolutely. Yeah, the guitar and the drums really carry this song in my mind, and yeah, perfect summer song.
Do you not like the vocals? Not like it, but you're saying the highlight of the song is the instrumental.
To me, the drums specifically are what makes this song. Like, not that it's the best part, but if the drums were different, I don't think it would be as good.
I think the guitar does it for me, especially like after the bridge, I believe it is.
Mm-hmm.
When it goes back into the chorus for that last time. Also, I like that the lyrics are kind of reflective of themselves. I should start by say that the representation on the album cover was the Doc Martens and the record on the floor.
Yeah, I got that. I have represented by vinyl player and vinyl, because there's a player as well.
From what I read, the player was not part of it. It was the Doc Martens, the boots, laying next to the vinyl. Do you know what the vinyl is?
No.
It's the album Slanted and Enchanted by Pavement.
I've heard of Pavement.
It was like, I saw a lot of things that said it was like, no pun intended, the landmark indie album. It was one of the albums that like really boosted the indie genre in the early 90s. And so in the 90s, Doc Martens and that kind of indie music were like, it was almost like you couldn't find like, I don't want to say hipster, but somebody who listened to that kind of music without the Doc Martens and the trench coat and things like that. So,
yeah.
And it kind of goes along with like the lyric where it says a 90s soul with Doc Martens on, right before that, exclusively the old Pavement ones.
Mm-hmm.
He's speaking to a certain crowd.
Yeah.
Zombie kids love to hear that easygoing shit. Grab a guitar and just moan and shit. That's kind of what he's doing on this song.
See, that I took that more as a like dig at like music, pop music nowadays. Like zombie kids will just listen to anything, just grab a guitar and moan.
So
you know
what I was picking up from it, they're playing off of like criticisms of themselves. I don't know if it was, in this song is what directed me to this album. It was from the Minnesota Daily. It was an article somebody locally had reviewed the album and just shit all over it. And like the words to this song is kind of saying like, it's kind of playing off of that. They're almost like self-aware of the criticisms.
I see.
They're saying like the zombie kids love to hear that easygoing shit. Like not their fans, but people that listen to this kind of music. And they say, just grab a guitar and just moan and shit. It's cool, but Lord knows you're trying.
And that's just the way it is.
And that's the way it goes. It's just such a laid back, like mellow song.
Mm-hmm.
And the instrumental is perfect for like what he's saying. It's just the way it goes.
Yeah. Yeah, I was surprised. I watched a live video from them. And Jake actually played the lead guitar part, like the solo. I thought that would be like the actual lead guitarist.
Yeah, I never really picked up on that before. I love the way he sings in this song. I love the way he says hip.
Yeah.
He like really hits it.
His phrasing, he is so good at phrasing. On top of his very good vocabulary, and a lot of the words I didn't even know reading through the lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
His phrasing is really what makes it, honestly.
The lyrics are really abstract, which makes it hard to try and dissect and put into notes because half the time I don't know what he's talking about.
No, I have no clue.
But it does create a good like imagery. There's a good aesthetic to like this album and their music, and it flows really well together. And like this being like the intro was short, this being like the first song, full length song. I think it starts off super hot.
Me too.
I also, until researching this song, didn't know that his aunt is named Bambi, which is
Oh, I didn't know that either.
so Wisconsin Pines. She has a cabin in Wisconsin where they
Yeah.
went to write and record a lot of music.
Yeah, that
That's
I did know.
That's his aunt's cabin. Her name is Bambi,
Okay.
which is their later album
Oh, yeah.
and song as well.
Huh.
So Wisconsin Pines
Yeah.
collaborating with the Dago Vibes. He's talking, and I believe An Altruistic Breed of Travel Guide is his aunt as well.
Yeah.
'Cause she's like, I guess she's really into like the community and humanitarian things. So he's speaking to her on that one as well.
Do you know what day glow vibes are?
Not specifically.
I think like in the 80s, like day glow was the super bright clothing and everything they wore.
Okay.
Like that's the style. I'm pretty sure at least.
I was thinking of the band Dago. Every time I hear
me
that, I
too.
think of the band.
One of my favorite things when they play it live, obviously you know, but when DeCarlo plays the fucking
Oh, yeah.
trumpet, like
Anything DeCarlo does,
everyone just goes crazy.
especially
He's like SpongeBob on the stage.
yeah. Anytime you're not expecting it and he comes in, it like adds so much to the song.
Yeah.
That's why like he's a member in my heart.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's a couple songs on here that you can tell he's a part of as well.
Yep.
So that like make the song that much better, in my opinion.
Maybe he just wants to stay like a,
Yeah.
like touring musician or like a
I can imagine
recording musician.
if he's not giving the commitment that the other members are, and he's aware of that, he wouldn't want to like take equal credit. I can't speak for him, but I assume it's something like that. Like it's just a commitment thing.
Yeah.
I had this in S tier.
I did as well.
Good.
Obviously.
Good.
It had to.
Now, coming back to Sun Veins, this and Sun Veins together is S tier. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, I tiered them separately as if Way It Goes doesn't exist, whereas Sun Veins. But like them together are S tier. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. And Way It Goes by itself is an S tier, but
Right.
Sun Veins by itself is not.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it.
That's kind of where I was coming from on like the way I was tiering these songs.
Yeah.
Because I love the way it goes into it. And that together isn't it like it makes Way It Goes so much better. I didn't even think it could get better, but
yeah.
it makes it way better for me.
Just having that like intro instead of just starting like do do. It just adds so much to it.
And that's all I'd really known
Yeah.
until I like really listened to the album. So S tier. Good. I was hoping we'd agree on that one.
Okay.
Next one is Vines.
Yeah.
Do you have the representation on the album cover for this one?
I'm gonna guess it's the grapes. That was my guess.
You're correct. Well, based on
Okay.
what I found, it's
Yeah.
the grapes. I was trying to make like a connection with like grapevine, like heard it through the grapevine kind
Yeah.
of thing. I wasn't really getting much out of that line of thought.
Yeah.
But I really wanted to find like you'd say like heard it through the grapevine.
Yeah. I guess the only thing like in my head, this song is about like hanging out with your friends, like your high school friends.
That's exactly what I took from it.
So maybe like they were all together like grapes on a vine. Like I don't know, but that's the only thing I could see.
When I was listening to the chorus, nighttime in the basement, screaming about our feelings, running through the cold air, searching for a meaning, passed out on the concrete, dizzy from the spinning, wake up to the feeling that everybody's leaving. Literally made me think of when I would drive up from Virginia,
Yeah.
sitting in the Gobies basement at night, catching up on everything, trying to pack in 3 months of not seeing each other into 5 or 6 hours running out. The early days when I'd come home, we'd still go outside and run around, and then wake up in the morning and I got to go home. Like everybody's leaving. I could picture like the Gobi's basement or like running around Glassport.
Yeah.
And that's where I got like the hanging out with your friends. I did read that there was a subtle jab at their record label. So this is one of the later songs added onto the album. And it's because their label, like they said, okay, we're done with the album. And they said, no, like there's more to be done. And they were kind of taking a jab. If you scroll up to the first lines, I think that's where you can kind of see it. I see meaning where you don't. I see waves of pastel, orange and yellow paintings fire. I see futures that you won't. Kind of, it was a subtle jab saying like, we know our music better than you. We say when things are done. We say what's released. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of grateful because this song came out of them pushing that. But yeah, I did read that there's somewhere that there was like subtle jabs since this was the last one written. But I took more of like the friend hanging out with your friends.
Yeah, me too.
I also just love the way he sings this song.
Yeah. One of the things they do very well, and I have it written for almost every song on this album, is like the guitar in the chorus follows the melody exactly.
I noticed that a lot too.
Like he's like lifetime in the basement, and then the guitar's like it follows it perfectly to a T, and I like it honestly.
Yeah, I do too. I love the way he said searching for a meaning, and searching for a meaning. Mm-hmm. I love the way he sings everything in this song. Yeah, this was one of my more favorite ones on the album.
Had you heard this one before?
Yes.
Okay.
I remember it vividly from one of the live shows.
Okay.
Either the Maryland Festival or the DC show. I remember they played it at one of those.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I remember I love the way he sung it live, so I listened to it. Do I listen to it as much as some of the other ones? No, but like I said, researching this album opened me up big time to I hadn't like once or twice maybe, and I probably wasn't paying attention, but listened to it as a complete album, like front to back. Mm-hmm. And doing that this time and really paying attention really opened me up to the full aesthetic that they were trying to get across.
Yeah. It's definitely a great concept album for sure.
A lot of things in this album are conceptual with the abstract lyrics and just kind of leaving an open meaning to things. Mm-hmm. It's hard to follow. It's hard to research.
Really is.
I was struggling at some points. I don't know what he's trying to say.
I have no clue.
It sounds great. It makes me feel good, but I don't know what.
Yes.
Searching for a meaning. Couldn't figure it out.
I've found out so many of these songs I've been singing wrong for over 5 years now.
65 minutes.
Yeah.
Makes no sense. It's just what it sounded like to me. Where'd you have this one?
I had this one as a B.
I had it as an A. I think looking at what we have right now, so basically B is a little bit better than Sun Veins. A is a little bit worse than the way it goes. Worse. Yeah. We like it less. That's kind of where, because when I was obviously doing it in order, I was like Sun Veins in C, way it goes in A. Do I think is this a little bit better than Sun Veins or a little bit not as good as way it goes? And I took the little bit not as good as way it goes. That was my thought process on the tier.
I guess we could throw it in A for now and then see where we are.
That was easy.
I mean,
why do you think it's B? What brought you to B?
It's just not my favorite song, you know?
That's why it's an A, not S.
Yeah, but it's not even an A song for me. Yeah, I don't know.
We'll leave it in A. I'm interested. Do you have songs in A?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'm interested to see what you have in A.
Yeah, that's kind of what
compare it.
We can kind of see later.
Sometimes I'll get done and I'll look at my tiers. I'm like, I only have one thing in this, and I'll get psyched out.
Yeah.
I just need to let it ride and kind of. I do really just go with my gut on tiering.
Yeah, I know. I need
how
to
I'm
as
feeling,
well.
but then when I look at the complete tier list when I'm done, I start to panic and overthink it.
Um. Okay. The next song is Epitaph. Do you know what an epitaph is? Because I did not know. Now
It's
I do.
like a short message on a gravestone.
Yeah. Okay, you Googled it too.
Yes.
Good to know.
I was hoping you didn't call me out, but that's all right.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was. I got it confused with eulogy. Like I always thought it was like part of
Yeah.
like a eulogy, but
I do have a theory on what I think it is on the album.
on the album cover.
On the album cover.
Okay.
I think it's The Notebook.
The Notebook.
Yeah.
Where are you seeing the Notebook at?
It's on the right side.
Oh, like the journal.
Yeah, the journal.
Okay.
With the pencil. And it's because he says, I'm a cryptic writer. I'm an ignorant fool. I'm a poor excuse for poetry trying to play it cool. That's why I thought that.
So, two interesting things. One, Genius does not have. Just make sure I say this right. Yeah. Genius does not have any song for the Notebook, for the journal.
Okay.
Genius does have this one listed as the record player. I should also say that it doesn't give me reasoning, but he does say.
Yeah, an epitaph of an old record player.
Right.
That's why.
Did you read the foreword to like the physical release that was inside the physical release? A friend of the band, they wanted like a.
Oh, I started to read that.
I read the whole thing. I looked at it and was like, I'm definitely not reading all of this, but I started to read it. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was absolutely beautiful. And I guess the first couple of lyrics here kind of touch on that. But I recommend you read the foreword. Just give it a few minutes and read it. It's like the longest poem you'll ever read, but it creates a lot of good imagery and it ends really well. It's very interesting.
Yeah, honestly, I just got I started to read it. I'm like, that's too much.
I did the same thing, but I kind of stuck with it and I ended up loving it. Yeah, I highly recommend it. The girl who wrote it was a friend of the band's and she crushed it. Did you take? I had to look this up because I had no idea what he was trying to say.
Yeah, this one was tough for me, to be honest, and I never really listened to it that much.
I really like what he's saying. I'm not crazy about like musically how he's saying it.
Yeah,
like, instrumental in general.
Yeah,
I just love like the line like the sweetness of salt in her hair.
Mm-hmm.
And the messy eyes of ink splattered fits, like mascara. If you're crying or you have a lot of mascara on, you're trying to hide something. There was a little bit of information saying that this was referring to All the Light We Cannot See, that really popular novel that they made the shitty Netflix show after. I hadn't read the book. I tried to watch the Netflix show because I heard the book was amazing. The book is very well acclaimed critically, but I hadn't read it, and so I couldn't really pick anything out of like the song from that. I liked what he was saying, just not musically, like how he was saying it.
Yeah. I guess one thing he says the name Mary here, and he uses that name again as well.
Yes.
So that was one thing I picked up on.
Were you thinking of any religious undertones?
No, I wasn't actually.
I wasn't either. There's not a lot on this album, but one of the main characters in All the Light We Cannot See is named Marie. So I thought maybe, but there's not much to connect that. With the abstract lyrics and not knowing, like, I guess the source material from what they're writing it after, I couldn't really grasp much from this song.
No, me either.
Yeah, I had this in a B tier.
Okay, I had this as a C.
I would put this in C.
Okay.
I listened to the album on the way over here, and I remember just kind of like getting through that one. So you gave me.
I'm surprised that was B for you. You didn't like anything about it.
What's weird is I teetered and then I felt bad for who and what I don't know.
All the Epitaph fans out there.
Yeah, sorry guys. I tried, but you gave me Vines. I'll give you Epitaph.
Okay. Um, next one's gonna be Simple Season. This is a good one for me.
I do like this one a lot.
The I don't know if it's guitar or piano. It's just
It's very like I don't. It's like it kind of hits as like a classic indie tune. Like that intro, I was like, okay, this is like a. And I took Simple Season as summer.
Yeah, me too.
And it just sounds like one of those songs you just listen to driving in the summer.
Yeah.
Today, like that 60-degree weather felt like summer.
Oh,
like
yeah.
the sunroof open and stuff. And this album was hitting to that.
Yeah. To me, like Blueberry Knees, Feeling Just Fine, that was summer to me. Just picture someone like picking berries and getting blue all on their knees. I think I read that this is the moon on the album cover.
The half moon, if you will.
Half moon.
Which, if you look closely, has their symbol.
Yeah, I saw
It's their
that.
symbol, yeah. Which I think is cool. I love like the aesthetic of the album cover. I like the way everything's like it's almost like cartoony.
Yeah, that's
I
kind of
just-
how I want to base my album covers. More
Yeah.
like that with pastels and
Yeah, whatever colors they were, they looked great.
yeah.
And the way everything was placed and like spread out, I really like the album cover. And yeah, I did read that this was the half moon. Half moon, Hates of the Daytime.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty obvious there. Yeah, it's just a good summer bop.
Yeah.
I really enjoy listening to it. It makes me feel good.
I like the whistling.
The Whistling by Whistler.
I don't know if it was Whistler.
I read it was Whistler.
Okay.
I guess he responded on.
He was given that name after he proved with his whistling. He wasn't born with that
I think he
name.
named himself that so that when they wrote a song with a whistle,
Yeah.
there was only one man for the job. But the beginning mixed with like the whistling, just a vintage indie tune. Just a
Yeah.
good vibe, good summer song.
Oh, here was one. Daffodils, Happy Pills, and Harriet Strikes. I thought he was saying Harrier Strikes.
Oh, like 7 Kill Streak.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
like exactly.
Yeah, Chopper Gunner.
What's Harriet? Tubman?
Harriet Tubman, I guess. I mean, click on it. It's letting you click on it, see what it says. Oh, Lake Harriet.
Oh.
The lake-shaped object in the window on the right of the album cover.
Huh. No, it's not on the right.
There is a
Oh,
lake. If you zoom, I zoomed all the way
this
in.
could possibly be. Okay, I see.
Yeah, no. If you go to the album cover and you zoom all the way in on that right-hand window, looks like a body of water there.
Yeah.
Can you go back to that explanation of the lyric?
Yeah.
It's just in the band's homestead. I didn't know if it was maybe like outside that cabin or something. In support of Saint Motel.
Yeah.
That'd be a good show.
Oh, yeah.
Them and Saint Motel. Gotta get that back together.
I'd rather see that than them in the Lumineers.
I 100% agree. No
be
disrespect to the Lumineers, but
No.
I'm trying to see Saint Motel.
Yeah.
I had this in A.
I also had it in A.
I love when that works out.
It's an A song for me.
It
It's a
just
fun
feels good
song.
to listen to. To the left. There you go. Nope.
No video, luckily.
See, I think Vines and Simple Season together just sounds good to me.
Yeah. But which one would you rather listen to?
Simple Season, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Now this might be a jump across the table song.
Really?
If the rating doesn't go how I think it should go.
On the second, I guess our third episode, but second album
Yeah.
walkthrough, you're gonna jump across the table.
Okay. So the next song is Tuesday,
Tuesday.
and I think it's the Box of Wine. I didn't read that online. That's just my theory. And
Really?
maybe the Wine Glass.
It just says box of wine
Okay.
on the Genius. So whether the wine glass is involved or not. This song, I hate Tuesdays with a passion. They're my least favorite day of the week. I'll take a Sunday. So I already went into the song but I really like what he's trying to say. I like the wordplay on mundane. Monday.
Yeah.
Mundane.
You hate Tuesdays more than Mondays.
Yes. So
Why?
Mondays, I go in starting the week, like I try and start the week strong. And even if I do have a good Monday, I don't know why I feel like Tuesdays are just shit wall to wall.
Yeah.
And like the beginning of this year, every Tuesday sucked. Like something happened at work or something happened like somewhere else.
It's Tuesday now.
But I remember in high school, I hated Tuesdays. It felt like
Really?
we're in like we're not at the start of the week. We're like things are fresh and you're trying to start strong. It's like just a stuck in the mud like
I'd
shit
take Tuesday
day.
over Wednesday.
Yeah, but I don't really have any feelings on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday's just kind of there.
It's only bad when you think it's Thursday and then you're like, fuck, it's Wednesday.
I can't think of anything worse, to be quite honest with you.
Oh yeah, I love the synth, or I think it's a synth because I think when we saw them live, they played it like a recording of it, like the.
Yeah. There was a couple times in the song I couldn't tell if it was a synth or a guitar.
Yeah,
And I don't know if that's just my untrained musical ears.
I think
you
it
play
was
instruments
a synth for this one, because like I said, they played it live. But yeah, I love this song. It's just, to me, it's about getting drunk on a Tuesday.
Yeah, he says sometimes they call it Tuesday, sometimes they call it the best day of my life.
Yeah.
And it's like he's making it the best day of his life by just getting drunk.
Yep.
Box of wine is pretty popular in college, so could just be like a little college vibe.
I think that was the first. No, I
cranking
drank
box wine on
Twisted Tea. A box of Twisted Tea was the first alcoholic drink I ever had.
I think I had like vodka, or or I don't know, something like New Amsterdam or something. I don't know. I drank once in 9th grade and then not again until senior trip. So can't really say if that even counts.
Yeah. I think and then at the end when he's like, sometimes it's the best day of my life, it seemed to me like sometimes I call it a Tuesday, sometimes I think I'm doing fine, sometimes it's the best day of my life. He's like trying to convince himself of that.
Did you get the feeling he was trying to like drink himself like to forget something?
Yeah.
Like a breakup or something like that?
Absolutely.
Alcoholic tendencies underneath our fingertips is a really good line.
Yeah.
I think I love you. I think I know you. Or is it only liquor speak? I want to love you. I want to know you. Could be about like a girl or a relationship.
Yeah.
Partner.
Yeah. I always got it as he got drunk and then called on a Tuesday, like he said. And then, yeah, sometimes I think I'm better off like my dad.
Maybe that's progressive, or maybe that's the working class.
Yeah, that always kind of spoke to me, like thinking of like especially like construction workers and guys like that. Like they probably get drunk every Tuesday.
I really like the repetition on the outro too.
Yeah.
With the instrumental. I kind of made the song for me a little bit.
So you only say good things about it, and then you're like, about it.
Yeah, it's probably like an F tier. I have it in B. It's not one of my favorites.
I have it in S.
The ending. You have it in S?
I have it in S.
I'm about to come over the fucking table. Are you kidding me?
Dude, you know I love
S
this
tier.
song.
You think this is as good as Way It Goes?
Yeah.
I think you're insane.
I do. You knew this, didn't you?
No.
Remember we went
Hence
to see
my
them?
reaction.
When we went to see them, I was really excited for this, and Nicole was really excited for Vacation. And they played both.
S tier.
It's an S for me.
Oh my good God. I genuinely,
You didn't say a single good thing about Epitaph, and that's a B. And then you also want this to be a B, and all you said were good things about it.
I mean, we were having a good conversation about it. It's not one of my, I'm not having it in S tier.
It's an S for me, for sure.
Holy shit. I don't think I could allow that.
Well, are you all right with A then?
I guess I have to be. I don't even know if I'm, well.
Look at that Tuesday way up there.
Oh my God. Just water down the A tier some more, man.
We bump
You're going to put
down.
Vines in B and Tuesday in A.
Yeah. I'll put Tuesday in S.
This is a come across the table. I'm about to come across the table. You're only doing it, dude. If we were recording this on a Thursday, that would be in C tier.
No.
There's got to be something. Who paid you?
I love that song.
it's not a bad song, but like on the same level as Way It Goes, just
Yeah. If either come on, I'm screaming both of them.
oh my god. Okay. Fuck. Well, Western Kids. I think we're off the fucking rails at this point. Holy shit. I want to start by saying I love the music video of this song. I just saw it recently. It's almost like if the band is in like a computer program. It's a little like vintage. It feels like an early 2000s music video, but it's really neat. There's nothing like deep about it that I picked up on. It's just cool. Sometimes I like when music videos are just cool when they go with the song, and this one does. So I highly recommend you check that out because I really liked it.
Oh, well. I didn't even know they made music videos back when.
There's a couple. Might even be one for Tuesday.
I don't think so.
I gotta let that go. We'll come back to that.
I see here it's represented by the phone.
Yes.
I didn't know that, and I don't know why.
I kind of thought like, so when I started listening to it, Western kids have silicone inside their lips. Like he's talking about like people, and like I always think of people like on the West Coast.
Yeah,
like the
superficial.
Right.
People. Yeah.
And so the phones are a big representation of like people living superficially through like social media and things like that. There wasn't a reasoning to the phone, but that's what I picked up on.
Okay.
Like they're it's kind of a commentary on like superficial people and the way we live superficially. We all do it. We are on our phones. We live vicariously through social media and things like that. So that was the only thing I picked up on the phone. It's a smartphone as well.
Yeah, and it's on too. Yeah, in my head, this was like a ripping on like Hollywood and that kind of culture.
I always try and think like with them, they're almost like they're very self-aware. Like they've made like commentary in their songs on like reviews that they've had and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of always think like, is there a part of that in their song? Like in a song like this, it's pretty straight. Like literally the first words are Western kids. I really like the drums on this song.
Me
I like
too.
The instrumental.
I have that here, but I said the drummer doesn't play on a single downbeat. The whole song seems like that's not on a downbeat. I think he does, and then again, the guitar follows the melody.
Mm-hmm. They're classic chorus. For that always.
Yeah.
Now that you mention it, I mean, I kind of knew it, but I didn't really pay much attention to it.
I love the guitar in this song.
I like the drums and the guitar.
Mm-hmm.
Are pretty good in this one.
And I like the la 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 la. But same with the guitar there.
It follows it. Yeah.
It adds to the backups.
I think it sounds good. It meshes well with his voice.
Yeah.
Like every time. Like it doesn't really throw anything off.
I think it's a really good either.
It's a really good partnership.
I guess the only other thing that I was like confused about is like the Midwestern plains recall firearms and alcohol. That reminded me of like a Native American like thing almost.
I just like the rhyme scheme behind that.
Yeah.
But this is another one where I'm reading that verse right now and like I can't tell you what he's trying to say.
I can't even tell you what this word means.
It sounds good, but
solipsistic.
You'll do better than me.
Even with reading these lyrics from the burbs to the streets, now it's a revival. I can't make that work in my head.
Like trying to hear the song and the way he says it. This. I struggle with that sometimes. Like I was telling you before, like I sometimes can't hear him say that in the song.
Mm-hmm. So.
I really like how he says idealistically idle. Like idealistically is like, I don't know. It's like they're like opposites. Like idle is staying put, and idealistically is like you're trying to think of the best case scenario, the best idea for yourself or like a situation. So, but idle means you're standing still. It's like their intentions are great, but their execution is not there. It's kind of what I took from that. I love the way he says that.
And he really does have a crazy vocabulary.
Yeah.
I wonder if they went to some art school. Like if their high school was like a,
I mean, they met at an art school.
In high school.
Is that not a college?
I thought they met in high school.
Met at the St. Paul Conservatory for Performing Artists.
Yeah.
So,
We still don't know.
sure. I don't. I mean, I'm gonna look it up right now. Should I go first on the tier? I'm petrified now.
Sure.
I had this one in A.
I had it in B.
Just put it in B, man. Whatever.
I like it more than Vines, though.
Because you would have Vines and Western Kids.
Flip.
You'd have them flip or just in the same. You
Yeah.
just said you had Western Kids in B.
Yeah.
And I had it in A, and I'm giving up because we're off the rails on this already. So
I'm fine with it like this.
yeah, I think I like Western. Settle down. I'm okay with it.
Okay.
Like this. All right. Hold on. St. Paul Conservatory for Performing Arts. Performing artists. It says something different every time I look. World class high school. So touche.
So that it makes sense now why they met in high school. They were all already like gifted musicians.
Right.
That makes sense. Oh, okay. Number 8. Poems. Here it is. Here's where he talks about Mary again.
Yes. This one I there was more of like a fluidity to the story of the song, at least what I found.
Yeah.
Or what I thought about it. For poems, what did you
This is my theory. For the cover, I have the shirt on the chair.
Yes.
Is that what it really is?
It said armchair and shirt.
Okay.
So technically it's like the both of them together.
Yes.
So well done on that one. Because I think this is the one where he mentions the collared shirt somewhere.
Yes, he does.
Yes.
Intercolored shirt.
There's a couple of lyrics in this song that I really like. But it looks like it's a story of Mary who was aspiring for greatness in the arts and just, either failed or didn't shoot high enough or was just kind of let down once she got to that level, and kind of settled for what you would consider mediocrity as comparing it to what she was aiming for. I took the la 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 in the chorus as like maybe not directly taunting her, but the people who are at that level, like they're having fun and they're enjoying their success and they're, like I said, maybe indirectly taunting her. She's looking up at them.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I took from those lyrics.
See, I thought of it more of her like ignoring them. Like la 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 la.
So you think it's Mary that's doing the la 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 la.
Yeah.
I like that. Because in verse 2, while all of Hollywood sang
Yeah.
la 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 la.
But in verse 1, all you'd hear is yeah.
It could be either way. I like your theory actually a lot. I didn't think about that.
I don't really like the interlude.
I don't either.
I just think it doesn't add to it. This is the longest song on the album, and it didn't need to be, in my mind.
I'm with that. I also like the last, like the bridge was kind of, I was back and forth on like the meaning. I couldn't think if it was her dreams that were dying or if it was her that was dying. I really like how he says ribbon box of sighs. I love that lyric. She thought it wouldn't hurt, certain love of mine with the palest blue eyes in her collared shirt. I thought it couldn't hurt. I was trying to find a way for wood flavored kiss taste the concrete of this, of her like hitting the concrete, like committing suicide, but it could also just be like maybe not ego death, but just not worrying about the la la la's from the Hollywood just kind of giving up on her dream and being satisfied with living her normal life, as you would say.
Yeah, this song felt different to me. I don't know why.
It's crazy. It's the longest song.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why. When I first started listening to this album for this podcast, I was in the car and I was starting like the middle chunk of the album started to feel really long to me. And I remember thinking like, oh no, like maybe it's going to be like work to get through this album.
Yeah.
The more I listened to it, that completely faded away. But this one is one of the songs that I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
And it sounds about right when you say it's the longest one on the album. So.
And I think it might be one of the only ones he swears on this album.
Maybe.
That I can think of.
I mean, I definitely noticed it here because he says fucked 3 times.
Yeah. Now we have to put the explicit on the podcast.
I've said I've been dropping F-bombs, so I saw it on the
I know.
Okay, just making sure. You just go in and just hit the bleep. Oh God.
Okay, I'll go first here.
Great, go for it.
I gave it a C.
Perfect.
Okay.
So did I. There's no telling with you now.
You know I love Tuesday.
I do now.
Oh, okay. On to the next one. It's Monsoon. This is why the album felt long to you in the middle.
I've heard this one before. Like, I'd heard it a while before and a few times.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I rather like this song.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that gives it away.
Yeah, that might. Yeah.
I thought that was Tuesday, and I'm like, did they start their calendar
You son
wrong?
of a
And then I
bitch, let it
realized that
go.
it's 2 days after the 1st of June.
I mean, I love this song, and then reviewing reviewing for the album or for the podcast, found out what it was about, and now it's a really hard listen for me.
See, okay, I don't know what it's about, so let me tell you what I think.
Okay, and then I'll tell you what it's about.
Okay.
I'm interested to hear what you have. Maybe don't scroll to where it tells you what it's about.
Yeah. So a monsoon is like a change in the wind that causes like these weather events.
Mm-hmm.
So in my head, this is like a song about change and reminiscing on the past, but changing. So
I like that. I
that's
think the
kinda
lyrics
where
really go with that, and I think I will tell you there's a direct reason behind, like a meaning behind this song.
Mhm.
So, Nathan Stalker, on the 3rd of June 2009, which is why that's circled on the calendar. His older sister, he was 13 and she was 18. She was killed in a car accident.
Jeez.
Which makes it like when I found that out, it's a hard listen.
It should have been me.
The calendar on the wall has Wednesday, June 3rd circled because it was a Wednesday, June 3rd. And like hearing that, I read there's a article. Is it like Psychology Now is the website or something? There's an article where they talk to him about it. And it's a really, really good one. I highly suggest reading it. But he basically, the point is he coped and grieved in a different way than what is traditionally thought. If people have a sense of depression and sadness, where he was more trying to celebrate her life. So what I took, I didn't really read into the last part where it says, "Come heavy of a golden hue, my monsoon, monsoon, monsoon."
Mm-hmm.
I took that as like, when I think of monsoon, I think of rain, like a lot of rain and wind, like one of those storms. So I just thought like he was taking that, sadness. It's like his sadness now, and he's like learned to live with it, kind of thing. If you click on where it says "My Monsoon," it had a different meaning for monsoon that I thought was interesting. So Southwest desert monsoons tend to be filled with dust and dirt, creating the sky a more tan and brown color. This color tends to be associated with bareness and lack of luscious life. However, his shift in tone towards the end of the song and his use of the word golden here suggested his perspective on the monsoon has changed into a more positive light. Yeah, from the article that I read, his family had a very like positive outlook and like celebrating Mackenzie's life, and how he was kind of like, it's always an evolving mindset for him specifically. As having sisters of my own, and you can relate, I'm sure, it was such a heavier listen after reading that, and then reading the article, and then listening to it again and again.
Oh yeah.
I a couple lines in the song, "Chin held shut so my heart can talk louder."
See our days spent crossed out at Sunday school. I didn't know what that meant. I thought either like crossfaded or crossed out, like looked over.
I think it means like all the days they spent at Sunday school are crossed out because she's no longer here. Like,
I see.
I could be wrong. I love the next line. July has always been shy of June. Like June feels longer because it's like the month that it happened. So it's like July takes long. July is shy of coming around because June is so long. I had another. Should wash the rest of her youth away. That's just really like it's a tragic thing, but a beautiful way to say like she passed away. I think there's a lot of like care in these words that he's using. I like kind of going along with the monsoon. Unlike a sky copious with death, precipitation of heart and head should wash the rest of her youth away. I love the care in these words. You can tell every word and every line has means something to him. And then of course it should have been me is, that's hard to swallow.
Yeah.
But again, it ends with a more positive outlook. I remember a few years ago, I was talking to somebody who had, lost someone very close to them. And I remember when they were telling me about it, I asked them, what were they like? And the person's reaction was just like happy that it wasn't just like, I'm so sorry, which is not a bad thing to say at all. But to ask somebody like, what were they like? They get to talk about them. And he, in the Psychology Now article, he says like, I really like when people say like, what was she like? Or, tell me about a memory with her. It's, he really revels in like celebrating her and, not allowing that, the grief to kind of overtake like his memory of her. I think it's a beautiful song, like beautifully written and like a beautiful message.
Yeah.
And so the calendar is obvious,
Yeah, see, I didn't know that. I know like the guitarist's name is Nathan.
That's
I know I've seen like his dad like react on the subreddit and stuff, like the Hippo Campus subreddit. So I think they're like supportive parents and everything, so that's cool.
I can imagine something like that. I did read that it kind of brought them closer. They had to be together during that, help each other get through it. So yeah, such a tragic thing has such like a beautiful, this song is a beautiful outcome of that.
Yeah. I don't even feel like I can tell you what I had this song as now that you went on that whole.
I should also say that I really like the song.
Okay.
So, oh god damn it, dude. Fucking Tuesday, man. I had it in A, so.
I had it in F, Mike. I had it in F, Mike.
What is wrong with you?
I would skip this song every time it came on.
You have this song in F.
I had it in F.
You have Tuesday in A.
It's an S, actually. In reality, it's an S. So But you made such a case that,
No.
well, right in the middle would be C.
Okay. Let me tell you, I really like the song. The message and the meaning moved it up my tier list because it
Yeah.
just hit. It hit like it was a hard listen when I read all of that. And I listened to it again. It was like it was a harder listen, which to me like it invoked more emotion, and that
Yeah.
is I love when a song does that for me. So like musically, it would probably be in like B or even C
Yeah.
because of course it's not one of my favorites on the album, but the message really. The F tier. Oh Jesus Christ.
How about C?
Fine. It's only because you're controlling the tiers, man. Next time I'm putting it on
Even
my
if I was
computer.
D and you were A, we'd still have to decide between B and C.
Fine. No, that was our agreement. It's going to go in the middle.
Yeah, it's an F for me.
Yeah, it's all right to be wrong sometimes.
I'm not a fan of weather, precipitation. On here, you can do it right back to me now. The next one is vacation. And just know anything you say is directly against Nicole as well, because this is her favorite song. So.
Okay. Nicole, if you're listening, I'm sorry in advance.
Okay. So in my head, I actually had this as wine glass or boots. Only things left. That's what I wrote.
Only things left. Genius has this as the potted plant on the left where the grapes are. I kind of took this song as like finding yourself and growing
Yes.
into the person you're becoming. So the plant made sense when I read it. I originally had breakup song ? Or about finding oneself, and then I circled finding oneself because after listening to it a few more times, that's more what I took it.
Yeah. Yeah, like this song speaks to me. Like my thoughts are a battlefield of sub-surreal and unfamiliar. The next line may or may not speak to me, but I can't really comment on that.
I mean, it spoke to me for the same reason, so I think that's what that was. Because the second verse alludes to smoking grass to find out facts while hopes decay and wither.
Yeah. Yeah, I took this as someone like the vacation is like them ridding themselves from all their worries.
Right.
Like not an actual vacation. And your friends are all waiting. Your friends are all waiting for you, love. Like all your friends are behind you. They want you to do it.
That, or I also thought like if you're, let's say you're scaling the mountain, your friends are at the top waiting for you. Like they want you to be up there with them. But similar to what you said, I don't know how I can word this, if I'm even allowed to word it in a certain way, but I took like not so much like the overall song, but when he says vacation, you take a vacation, you take a trip. So that's kind of where like, and some of the words like hit me in that regard. So, and it alludes, I mean, there's, smoking grass to find our facts while hopes decay and wither, things like that. I think the overall structure of the song is about finding yourself, finding what makes you you. I'm taking vacations where vacancy's permanent is a great line.
I'll find the inner tranquil there.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll vacate my body and find a direction. I do love that your friends are all waiting.
Yeah, for some reason your friends are all waiting for you, love. I don't know. I like that.
And
like reminding them, like
yeah, the mellow instrumental makes the song as well. It's like an easy listen.
Yeah. The very end. Papa, you say you wanted to. Papa, you're finally coming to. I didn't know if that was coming as well, or like coming to as in like awakening, like, coming to.
Or like arriving at something, like an idea or a destination, do you mean? Like, I know you mean like coming to, like waking up.
Yes.
Kind of thing.
And the other one is, are you coming with us as well?
Right. Well, if these lyrics are what they intended, then it's not that because it's T.O. But
yeah, but I don't know if these lyrics are wrong. I guess we could check on there.
We could.
It would be coming, comma, TOO.
Right.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, like, maybe it's like an incomplete thought where he's like, you're finally coming to like where you want, like you always wanted to be somewhere. You're finally coming to that somewhere. Like
Yeah.
he just didn't say the rest of it, kind of thing. That's where my brain went with it.
Yeah. See, isn't it like after you get like knocked out or under anesthesia, you're coming
You're
to,
coming
you're
to, yeah.
coming out. Like
Absolutely.
that's the way I took it.
And that could be, like you said, like waking up to what's really important, waking up to
yeah.
the better things in life. I like where you're going with that one. I
But-
think it's just the way he said it. I thought it meant more of like a destination.
Yes.
Like you're
Yes.
coming to some, but leaving it open ended so that the reader or the listener can interpret like what they're coming to.
I see.
It's kind of where I was going with it.
Yeah, this one too, like they really have a lot of space in the verses, and they do that a lot on this album. The verses are very not much going on, and then in the choruses it really picks up.
I love the bridge in this song.
Yeah, me too.
I already talked about the lyrics there, but like the bridge as a whole is just really, really good.
It's a cool they changed the chord progression in a really cool way. And like the effect on the guitar is nice too. Well, I have this as an A.
Did you think we were going to argue?
Yeah.
Okay. It's an A for me. So,
Okay.
Yeah. I really like this one.
Okay, that's fair.
I mean, yeah, that's one of the better ones on the album.
Yeah.
And I love the message behind it as well.
And like the drums in the beginning, like how it starts with just drums. I love that.
It would have been F if you hadn't brought up Nicole, so we're all
figured.
good then. All right, I'm genuinely terrified for the rest, so.
You shouldn't be.
The next song is Boyish. I'll start by saying that I knew this song before. Over the past few weeks of like listening to the album in preparation, this is one of my favorite Hippo Campus songs that I've ever heard.
Really?
I love this song. I can't stop listening to it. Not only the message, but just like the energy through the whole song just makes me happy.
It's very Hippo Campus.
Yeah.
From the start.
Is
Just
that
loud?
Is that DeCarlo? And I'm correct in saying that's DeCarlo in the beginning. Like you can hear the trumpet.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you can.
Because that might not make the whole song, but like that's when I say like he's such like in my heart he's part of the band because like that that song is different without him.
I had again the vocabulary very interesting, as I've said before.
Do you? I mean, you probably already saw it, but do you know the album cover?
Yeah.
Symbolism.
It is the tree outside.
Yes. The apricot tree.
Yeah, I never knew he was saying apricot tree. Did you?
Mm-mm.
Apricot?
Nope. No idea.
I can't even make it make sense in my head right now thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I really like the first verse.
Mm-hmm.
I had this song about like a rough family life because that's what I drew from it.
That's what I have too.
Daddy's coming home, but Mama's looking guilty. Brother's in the biz until he's 30. I took Wolfchild as like him, like the narrator.
Yes.
Where he's saying like I was thinking like lone wolf, he feels on his own, heavy weight of the world, storing all his love for an adolescent girl.
Mm-hmm.
All we ever knew is what we didn't have. Just a lot hit home from like a family perspective on this one.
Yeah.
And the second verse is all the same.
Yeah.
Never really knew if I did something wrong. All I ever heard was it's not my fault. But what good is the truth if you don't understand nothing but a pair of calloused hands? I took the hands as like the narrators. Like he keeps hearing it's not his fault, and yet the responsibility falls on him, and it makes his hands callous. Or he feels as though his hands are callous.
See, I thought that was talking about the dad.
Or maybe like the dad was like abusive, or just a bad person.
Just calloused hands, like that just makes me think of like a father.
Okay.
I didn't know he was saying, I've been saying to ya. I thought he was saying, I'm safe here.
I didn't know a lot of what he was saying in most of the songs until I read the lyrics. But that's like, I still love these songs without knowing what he's saying.
Yes,
Like,
me
it just
too.
sounds good.
Me too.
And this one, like, it's been at the top of my list the past few weeks.
It's very big. It's very big. From the very beginning, it's a big song.
Grandiose, I would say.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, this was the first single as well, which I think is great. Touches on the topic of divorce, growing up in a Mormon church, and the future. Okay, so the divorce would make sense.
Huh. I already know what you have this at, don't I?
As you should. And I'll hear no other argument. I'll kill you. Get that out of there.
I had it as a B.
I had it as an S.
A? Are you all right with A? It's on par with Tuesday, I would say. If not, Tuesday's a little bit higher, if anything, but...
Sure, man. Opinions are opinions. I can live with A, I guess.
I had it in F originally. No, I'm just kidding.
You had it in B, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a very top... We're very generous.
Or we just like a lot of the songs on the album.
I mean, yeah, the first two albums we've done, we've loved. So
yeah,
it's hard to... And I don't... Why would we do it?
We're picking out... Like? Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, A tier.
The next one is Interlude, which...
So I was saving it for... Because you touched on it earlier. You like this one more. You like that one more than this one.
Yeah, for sure.
I like this one more than that one.
Really?
So I had this in B and the other one in C.
Huh. That surprises me. It doesn't go as well into Buttercup in my mind.
But it comes really strong out of Boyish.
Yeah.
I like the sound of the interlude, and I kind of like that it cuts and gives it does give Buttercup like opposite of way it goes. It gives Buttercup like its own.
Yeah.
It starts a whole nother vibe, but
There's
I still
no
think
pick up into it.
I still think it flows really well. I like how it's like up here, and then it's down to the opening of Buttercup.
Yeah. I do like it. I mean, yeah, it's kind of hard to even.
I'm okay putting both interlude, like intro and interlude, in C.
Okay, let's do that. I don't even know why we put the D and F on the template, but so I could say F.
Yeah, so you can put. What did you put in F? Monsoon?
Yeah.
You're insane.
Okay, the last song on the album is Buttercup.
I'll flip the fucking table. I swear to God. Okay. Do you know what the representation is?
The boxing glove.
Yes.
I knew that without looking it up, but
no holds barred in the ring, so you'll fight me.
Yeah.
It's kind of.
No, and there's so much about punching.
Yes. This song is one of their best songs, in my opinion, and I liked it until, I liked it, and then we went to All Things Go, and watching Darren hear it for the first time, watching them perform it on stage, it was my first time watching that happen. It elevated the song, to another level for me. I think it's perfect as the last song. Ends the album really, really well.
I think so too. Yeah, it's one of their best songs.
Okay.
Leading into it, when I just saw them in February, they were like, now we're going to play Buttercup. Like, they had music playing, but Jake was like, now we're going to play Buttercup. Now we're going to play Buttercup. And then they started it. It was just funny.
It's almost like a given at this point. Like, they're going to play that one.
Yeah. And this song too is just the phrasing. I mean, it's just so good.
The way he sings this is perfect.
Yes.
The way every line is, and obviously my favorite part of the song is the second verse.
Mm-hmm.
He comes in just absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah, solid punch kind of eyes make him wobbly. When somebody
Oh yeah.
gets punched, they're wobbly, but like the kind of eyes that could make you wobbly.
Mm-hmm.
I just love the lighten up Buttercup.
Yeah.
Like, but it's like an opposite, like I don't know what you would call that. I forget the term, but Buttercup is such like a cute little like pet name kind of thing. You would call like your girlfriend Buttercup or
Mm-hmm.
like your daughter, but he's saying like it's somebody who's not, and they need to lighten up.
Mm-hmm.
Swing, suckers, swing, finish sobbing.
See, I never knew what this song was about. To
I
be honest with you.
I just assumed like it was just because so this and Vine
Mm-hmm.
were the two that were added like after they thought they were done,
Yeah.
and like that's why I said like God fucking bless, like that sucks that happened to them, but I love that like two of the songs that I mean obviously this one, but Vine's like two of the better songs on the album came out of like somebody above them being like you're not done yet.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I just thought it was just like an indie tune about just like a girl who's like he's just telling her like it's not all as bad as you think, like be strong, get up. I love the dying moon, keep me up, keep me waiting.
Mm-hmm. I love the end when they're just screaming it.
Yeah.
And like live, what's his name? Zach on the bass plays like a really sick part.
Gonna stick to my guns like you taught me. Just
Yeah.
a lot of like great lines that they're just going fucking ham.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was one of the ones today, the sunroof open, windows down, just belting this. It's just it never gets old.
No,
It's
it
one of those
never
ones that-
it never does.
It will never get old to me.
I think that this, like objectively, I think this is the best song on the album.
I agree with you.
Like maybe not my favorite, close to being my favorite.
Yeah,
but
it's hard. I think this and Way It Goes are like two different vibes for me.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of goes back and forth.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even tell you right now. Like, I love them both right now because I've been diving into this album. But I don't want to say this is objectively their best song, but it's up there.
Yeah.
It's one of their all time.
If you had to
hits.
show one song to somebody from Hippo Campus, I think this might be the one.
I could agree with that. I can absolutely agree with that.
It's just very upbeat and yeah.
There's just the energy. I love a song that just can like I can't help but like bob my head or yell the lyrics, and love a song where they're just giving it their all. And in this one, it seems like all four of them are giving their all.
Yeah.
The singing, the instruments, the drums. Tells a decent story.
Mm-hmm.
Like lyrics, they're abstract, but you can still follow along with them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely up there. It kind of reminds me of Baseball, which wasn't on this. It was on one of the earlier ones, I think.
Baseball was before.
Okay.
I love Baseball.
Me too.
Just a little side
Me
note.
too.
So Suicide Saturday was the first song I ever heard by them.
Oh, really?
And I love that song. And then Baseball I heard after that.
I've never liked Suicide Saturday. I just never did it for me.
Not one of my favorites by them. I'd probably put it in a B tier, but I was it's the first one I heard by them.
Yeah.
That's like I discovered them, Discover Weekly, of course.
Yeah.
Back in like 2017 or something like that. Just do it.
Okay.
Now that we've done that, I just want to say that in my mind, again, Interlude is C tier.
Yeah.
I would put Boyish, Interlude, and Buttercup all in this together. Just saying. I love the way those three flow. That's a crazy 3-track run.
Yeah. Oh, they're S and A.
And C.
And C.
But together. Like I love the way those like Boyish into Interlude and then just a quick cut into Buttercup. This hurts to look at.
Yeah. Well, it looks like we really liked it. S, A, B, and C.
Oh, yeah. We have to tier the album. That's going to be interesting. Because when you look at this, it's like you can't really put it below A.
No.
Well, I mean, I think musically I like RC because as much as, like I said, Monsoon hits really hard, and it's hard for me to put that low.
Yeah.
I do like it musically too. But the message does a lot of heavy lifting for me.
Yeah. I won't
Like
be
the
able to
narrative
listen to
of
that
the
song
song.
anymore now.
It's hard. I'll send you that article.
Yeah.
Give it a read and then listen to Monsoon, and then you could be done if you want. It's really hard it was for me. So
I think it's an A album overall.
yeah, I could agree with that.
And pretty much everything we review, we can assume is going to be like B, A, C, S. Like,
It's gonna be hard
maybe
to.
not C.
Are we gonna review a B coming up? I don't think I don't know. Not to spoil anything, but yeah, you have a point there that reviewing our favorite albums, it's gonna be hard to. Like, who we even need a D and an F? We haven't put one song in D. Like, together have not put one song in D yet.
Yeah.
We've only done 2 of these, by the way.
Yeah.
But. So we're sticking with this tier list?
I think so.
Tuesday?
If anything, Simple Season, I feel like should be a B.
I like that one.
So do I.
You had a lot of nice things to say about that. You're calling me out for that, but you didn't really say anything bad about Simple Season.
No, I don't
You said
have
a lot of
anything
great
bad
things,
to say.
except that it's a B and not an A. That's pretty bad.
It's not bad.
Not terrible.
Vines, I don't know what that's doing up there.
It's doing great things up in A. It's doing some lifting. It's
Did
a
you
good
have that
song.
as an S?
No, I had that as an A.
Oh, I had it as a B. Okay.
Yeah, I had Vines as an A tier.
Alright.
I like that one.
Well, we don't need to worry about the aesthetics of the tier list.
I'm not worried about the aesthetics. I'm worried about just the absolute disrespect that we're giving the A tier at the moment.
You're right, boyish should be moved into
I swear to God.
C,
Yeah, it should be
D.
moved in the S tier. I like that. I'm all right with that.
Okay, me too.
I just the aesthetic of this album is such just like it just hits me as like an indie classic.
Yeah, me too.
Like I think it's if like you were asking me if you were going to show somebody one Hippo Campus song. If I was going to show somebody one like indie album, this would be up there.
Yeah.
It's like I don't want to say quintessential, but it's an essential
Yeah.
album in this genre for sure.
And it's going to be fun to compare this to their later stuff because they really evolved, especially with LP3. So,
I'm excited for LP3 for sure. You opened me up to that one big time.
yeah, I loved it. But Bambi, I don't know if we'll do that or not. Maybe.
Why wouldn't we?
I thought maybe it was only like 6 songs.
I think it's a full length. It might not be as long as this, but I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure it's technically it's an album. So we would review it. To start off like this, I mean, I know they had their criticisms, and honestly, the article that I read that I told you about that kind of ripped them up seems super pretentious.
Yeah.
As if it was like he thought he was the greatest music critic of all time.
Maybe it
or
was from a
something.
rival art school.
Could have been. Absolutely could have been. But it just seems so pretentious, like looking down on, like, it was like looking down, like scoffing at Hippo Campus. And so I like their awareness to kind of like hit back at that with some of their some of their songwriting. But to start off like your first full length LP with this kind of album, in my opinion, it sets a really high standard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this album.
Me too.
Hey guys, thanks for listening. That was Landmark by Hippo Campus. We'll have the tier list on Instagram in the coming days, so let us know what you think.
Be sure to check out our socials in the description, and we'll see you in the next one.